crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Silver got a little bump today. Why? Because Liz Truss of the UK decided to reverse her plans. Liz Truss, the brief. World reacts to UK political turmoil. The UK's economic and political turmoil over the past few weeks, culminating in nearly all of Liz Truss's original finance plans now being axed, has been watched around the world. It's rare for close allies to comment on each other's key policies at home, and if they do, it's unlikely to be an outright criticism. But at the weekend, U.S. President Joe Biden weighed in, saying Ms. Truss's original plan was a mistake, and it was predictable that she would have to backtrack. Quote, "I wasn't the only one that thought it was a mistake," Mr. Biden said. "I disagree with the policy, but that's up to Great Britain." Poor Joe stuck his foot in it again. Yeah, it's getting ugly in Europe. Like I said, many people have predicted that Europe will go first and then the United States. Probably. There've been massive bailouts already. Credit Suisse problem is a derivative problem. It's a derivative problem that could take out $2 quadrillion in derivatives, so keep an eye on that. But they will keep silver in line and do keep silver in line. Something very, very important you can do right now to stop this bullshit. Well, at least you can call them out. Ted Butler posted an article on SilverSeek. Down below this video, I'm going to put the link onto this video because he's calling to action all silver investors to write the CFTC again. Yes, I know again, but there's 4 new CFTC directors that have been in office less than 6 months. It is so important to call these people out because they'll be going to jail if they know what is going on and they don't stop it. It's called Stand Up and Make a Difference. The link is below. All you have to do is copy and paste. It's got the emails of all the CFTC commissioners, and it's basically saying the same thing as we've been saying, as he's been saying since the 1980s. Dear Chairman and Commissioners, the evidence has become overwhelming that the price of silver does not reflect developments in the physical world of supply and demand. There has developed a physical shortage in both the retail and wholesale silver market, accompanied by declining inventories. Nevertheless, the price has fallen. With no silver available, the price falls. Why is that? Increasingly, there is developed among the public a conviction that the culprit for this mispricing is trading by a handful of large traders in silver futures on the Commodities Exchange, the COMEX, owned by the CME Group. The Commission has considered the question of a silver price manipulation in the past. I would call on the Commission to explain why such large and concentrated dealings, particularly on the short side of COMEX silver futures, are not artificially depressing the price. I would also call on the Commission to end what many believe to be the ongoing price suppression. Thanks for your consideration to this matter, Ted Butler. Sign your own name. Or send it with Ted Butler's. Or add to it. I mean, there's a million things at roadrunner.com you can add to this. How about, oh, by the way, you ran 3 investigations before finding nothing, and yet the DOJ, on their first attempt to find something, found everything. The largest fine in history for a commodity trader was leveled at the time against JPM for what? Rigging the silver market. These people need to be called to account. The link is below this video. Go down there, copy it, copy Ted's letter, and send it to these assholes. They need to know that we are watching. They need to know we are watching. And oh, by the way, you do know, just listen to what Ted says. Increasingly, there has been developed the public conviction that the culprit for mispricing is trading by a handful of large traders. Who's the largest trader in silver this year? In the derivative world, Bank of America. Massively, right? Massively. We talked about the $2.2 billion trade they did on silver derivatives coming out of JPM. What happens this time? Bank of America's price soars after smashing expectations. Reports blowout trading revenue. That's trading revenue. That is that silver deal. They made zillions of dollars because the price went down. Zillions of dollars because the price went down. Who put the price down was the question. And you go, where do you find it? Go all the way down to the bottom. And this just should shock everybody. Listen to this. On the fixed income side of the house, there's what Bank of America has. Here's what Bank of America had to say about the better than expected performance. It was driven by improved performance across macro products, partially offsetted by weaker trading performance for credit and mortgage products. Okay, so it wasn't credit products, it wasn't the housing mortgage products. Meanwhile, equities was down less than expected and driven by lower client activity. And something remarkable, and this is a quote, the bank reported that in the third quarter, remember what they did, 350 million ounce derivative deal in the third quarter for silver, and silver went down in the third quarter. The bank reported that in the third quarter, it suffered 0 trading day losses, an amazing achievement for a quarter where most people could not make money. How do you do that? Silver derivatives out the yin-yang to suppress the price. The price went down, thus they made massive amounts of money. Massive amounts of money by rigging silver. When JP Morgan was taken out of that position, they booked a $1 billion profit off the gold and silver derivative book the year that they had to pay $920 million in fines. So they basically got away with the 8 years of trading, and they made $80 million. This is fraud. You need to send this letter, the Ted Butler letter, to these commissioners. And we're going to keep on them. Just keep on them, keep on them, keep on them. Now, who's the other player in silver manipulation? Yes, Goldman Sachs. We've been talking about Goldman Sachs being potentially the big loser, one of the big losers besides Credit Suisse in this game. Goldman plans sweeping reorganization. Now, Goldman is reporting earnings tomorrow. Remember, Bank of America hit the home run. Remember, for every winner, you have to have a lot of losers. 99% of these trades are banks trading back and forth, by the way. Goldman plans sweeping reorganization, combining investment banking and trading. Why do they combine certain things? To hide shit. Why do you think Credit Suisse is talking about breaking off part of their bank? Because they got a massive derivative problem. Why is Goldman having a sweeping reorganization right before they declare earnings that are going to suck? Is because they got a massive derivative problem. I would not doubt at all that this is the back end play on the Bank of America, JP Morgan silver lease. As a matter of fact, Goldman's will combine its flagship investment banking and its trading business. So investment banking is the sweetheart. The trading business, when it goes bad, they hide it. So they combine to do into one unit while merging asset and wealth management. People from nowhere. Goldman reports tomorrow, by the way. Watch for a miss, especially in trading. That's why they got to hide it. The bad bank theory, right? The bad bank theory. And what are they combining with? This is good. The investment banking with trading businesses. So investment banking, that's their bread and butter. That's what always makes money at Goldman Sachs. The trading business has boom days or boom years and bust years. Clearly, this is a bust year, and they're trying to. I don't know if they're going to do it tomorrow and try to hide the losses in investment banking. That would be a little too obvious. So watch for the trading business report a huge, massive loss. Wow, crazy shit. There's crazier shit going on too, by the way. China's semiconductor industry decapitated overnight. American executives in limbo at Chinese chip companies after U.S. ban. The U.S. has banned these massive chips in, where is it? Chinese semiconductor firms bear heavy fallout of U.S. chip sanctions. Since the U.S. issued one of the broadest export controls of the semiconductor technology to China in a decade last Friday, China's semiconductor industry has seen its market value tumble for days in a row. At least 13 China-listed semiconductor firms saw market value decline more than 10% since Monday and 5% and 5 saw more than 20% decline. Wait a minute, didn't Pelosi's husband just invest in a bunch of these? I don't know if it was China. I think it was Taiwan. I think that's why she went to Taiwan. They were going to lay this blow down, and she's got to get her husband's books in line before he drives him off a cliff while he's been drinking. So this is what the Commerce Committee. I mean, I've been saying, first Trump was the bad guy, then Putin was the bad guy, and the final blow is Xi of China will be the bad guy. This will end trade for the United States. There you go. Now there's your justification of why China will just shut everything off to the United States, and we all of a sudden we won't have anything in Walmart. Those bastards. Yep, China's going to shut off trade to the United States of America, and that'll be the final blow. We are so close to the end game. Very interesting. A mysterious satellite hack has victims far beyond the Ukraine. We are so dependent on high technology these days. Way too dependent on high technology. It should scare everybody. And because the bad actors, governments especially, United States of America, we can turn off all satellites, click of a mouse type of thing. We can shoot down satellites. We can blow them up and create the space junk that Cliff High was talking about. That's coming. Pretty soon we're not going to be able to get off the planet. Who cares if NASA announced they're going to go to the moon in 30 years because that's when the technology will be there. They keep forgetting that they already supposedly went to the moon, by the way. But we won't be able to go anywhere if all these satellites start blowing off and start running into each other. We ain't going anywhere. Lots of shit going down, my friends. This is a travesty. The U.S. Mint, it looks like, I've been waiting for the update. They haven't updated, so it looks like they have stopped, completely and totally stopped making U.S. American Eagle. There has been no announcement that I know of. They are required by law. Now, make sure some people are spreading the wrong news about silver, about the U.S. Mint can't pay more than spot price for silver. That is true, but they don't buy silver blanks at all. They have them made. They buy silver on the COMEX in 1,000-ounce bars. So that the whole concept, I think it was Patrick Heller that started this thing. Oh, the U.S. can't pay more than the price of the COMEX. If it's true or if it's not, it doesn't matter. They buy the metal on the COMEX, and then they pay for the production of it into blanks, and then it goes back to the U.S. Mint. They can pay anything for the blanks. They can pay whatever it takes for the blanks, and they're supposed to be paying whatever it takes, just like every other mint around the world does. So they buy at spot. They buy COMEX 1,000-ounce bars. If you don't believe me, go to the U.S. Mint site. They have a video on how they make silver and gold coins. They buy the bulk bars from the COMEX. So don't listen to any moron out there talking about how the United States can't afford to pay more than spot and to get the blanks. No, that's the processing cost. I hope everybody understands this, because this is a mistake by everybody who's spouting this stuff. We should go back to the mint. If you think the mint said it, we should go back to the mint and show them the law. Yes, they have to buy at spot price, but they do buy at spot price. They buy 1,000-ounce bars. And that's just crazy. There is no excuse. So right now we have a situation with the CFTC, who is claiming that silver is fairly traded, and Ventris Gibson, who says there's a massive shortage of silver, the head of the U.S. Mint. One of them is lying, and one of them should go to jail. The CFTC, they can just claim to be stupid, because they are pretty stupid. I mean, out of all the regulators, that's the running joke, is that the regulators at the CFTC are so much dumber than the regulators at the SEC. And I thought, oh, that's bullshit, until I ran into a couple of them a while back, and I'm saying, oh my God, these people are moronic. Now, I don't know if these people are, the current ones. I know one comes from JP Morgan and one comes from Citibank. the very people they're supposed to be regulating. But I do know that Ventris Gibson is breaking the law, and Ventris Gibson should go to jail if if the CFTC says there's no manipulation, then there should be massive amounts of silver available, and Ventris Gibson should go to jail. So one of them is lying. It's either the CFTC, who says it's freely traded, or Ventris Gibson, who's saying there's no silver. And there is a law that requires the U.S. Mint to make as many silver eagles as it takes to meet demand. Premiums have hit 100% in some places. Look at how much silver they've made. 13 million ounces. Maximum capacity is 60 million ounces at the U.S. Mint. And I have a letter from Ventris saying that they expanded the capacity. They've only made 26%. Actually, it's 24% of capacity. And they've stopped making silver eagles. I'm going to put together a letter for Ventris Gibson. Explain yourself now. It is illegal to hold back silver eagles. If you're still making them, to stockpile them for a gold and silver standard, stop lying to the people and tell us what you're doing. It's time for truth and honesty out of the U.S. Mint. Anyway, lots going on. I am very excited. Marjorie Wildcraft is the head of the Grow Network. I will be talking to her today. I've told everybody, hey, you got to get your garden going. You got to be able to feed yourself. I'm going to back it up. We have started a partnership with the Grow Network. You can go to roadtoroot.com, click on affiliates, and they have a free webinar. And we made up the name of our link, Pebbleton Farms, because Pebbleton is where Root is from, right? So it's called Pebbleton Farms. I'll be talking to Marjorie later today. I'll be posting that either today or tomorrow on YouTube. We won't get any conspiracy stuff, but she loves her conspiracy stuff too. Amy's been following her for a very long time, and I asked Amy, okay, we got to get people healthy. We got to get them self-sufficient. Who do I talk to? She's like, talk to Marjorie. So we're going to talk to Marjorie, and she's got some offers for the Road to Ruta fans with the Grow Network, which is a group of, I think it's 450. Grow Network is an online community of 450,000 homesteaders that strive to live a modern life, self-sufficient lifestyle. Our communities composed of the world's most productive people who practice self-sufficiency to promote sustainable living. Absolutely. You should all be growing your own stuff. Yes, even if you live in an apartment, you can grow stuff. So definitely, it'll be posted today or tomorrow. Marjorie Wildcraft from the Grow Network. Check that out. And then there's more we're offering a free webinar. There's a free webinar too. All right. If you want to join the Road to Ruta, get all behind the scenes stuff, click on subscribe today. And yes, as of the time right now, we're still giving away the silver Road to Ruta coin. When this Road to Ruta theory is announced that it was the correct thing, that's what actually happened. There were people behind the scenes. And the Road to Ruta documents come out, and everybody starts saying, oh my God, this was all going on for so long, since the 60s, when Alan Greenspan invented the first computer programs to run the financial system. This was all planned. When that becomes common knowledge, these coins are going to be worth a hell of a lot of money. Each is individually numbered with a certificate of authenticity, double stamped, hand painted. Get yours today. Join the private Road to Ruta. It's $2.99 for an entire year, less than $1 a day. Or if you run out of money, just subscribe to the free public road updates on the left side. We'll send you emails as things happen. All right. This is Bix. I'll talk to you guys later.